Good evening, everybody. Good evening, San Francisco. This is Zeke Tyrus, noted root beer enthusiast. One of my goals is to try every last root beer in this country as well as the rest of this world sometime before I die and leave reviews about it. Right now, this is the sixth I've done in the series. Today, I've actually tried two root beers earlier today, and both of them were kind of a disappointment. One was better than the other, but yeah, so let's see if my root beer karma could change later on today. So this is a root beer called XXX root beer. I don't know if you can get a good shot of that label. It's supposed to be kind of the label is supposed to be kind of a satire of old school 1930s type of beer, of actual alcoholic beer, the XXX. And you ever see those old movies where people are acting all bombed and drunk, and it just says XXX across it. That's what it's supposed to be a tribute to. In this world we live in today, when we hear XXX, we usually think about pornography. So I don't really like the presentation. You know, I just think it's kind of odd, but it's supposed to be old and traditional. It's a nice brown bottle. There is, of course, a website for this particular brand, but there's also a really nice, well-written Wikipedia page for XXX root beer. It's been around in some capacity since 1895, started in Texas. Now it's bottled out of Washington State, and there's a couple of restaurants in the Pacific Northwest, XXX root beer restaurants. And you can even take a look at the menu on their website. So I had never heard of it before today, but it apparently, you know, it's been around. It's been around since 1895, so it's over 100 years old. Little bottle of root beer history here. So let's go ahead and give it a sip and see how it is, okay? Okay, so far, it has the best smell of any root beer I've had today. This is my third one. It has a lovely, lovely, cool, refreshing, and distinctively root beer smell. Yeah, it's distinctively root beer. It's very strong. It's very nice. I'm already very excited. Wow, I really like this. This is outstanding. Get a little bit of foam inside the bottle. I don't know if you can see that, which means it has a good sized head on it. Oh yeah, when you take a first sip, it has this nice bite, not overpowering, but it has a nice little root beer bite. And right now, there are several flavors going on in my mouth. Molasses, all kinds of things. Very sweet, but not overpowerful. There's not too much sweetness in there. It's just right. I've got a wonderful root beer taste. This is traditional old school root beer. I guess I don't like too many new flavors thrown into my root beer. Not too sweet. I'm going to get another sip of this. Oh yeah, I like this a lot. I lived in Seattle in the early 2000s. My girlfriend is from Seattle, and neither her nor myself had ever heard of this restaurant, but if they're root beer as an indication of how good this restaurant is, I certainly do want to take a trip to XXX root beer restaurant and drive-in, and I want to try this because the root beer is actually outstanding. I'm going to go ahead and rate this root beer from a scale of bad, fair, good, to great, to absolutely great. I highly recommend this. I give it a solid thumbs up. XXX root beer. It's a very traditional, and back here it says, tastes like root beer used to taste. I'm not sure what that means, other than it must be an old school traditional root beer without too many more fancy flavors. It is good enough to mass sell. To be honest with you, this should be as ubiquitous as A&W root beer or Hires root beer or Barsh root beer, any one of these ones that you see so commonly. This is an excellent, outstanding root beer. I highly recommend it. Thank you.